Welcome back to English Podcast course. Today, we'll practice fun English conversation.
So, picture this. A regular classroom morning. Everyone half awake and suddenly, bam, a new student appears. Millie just moved from Thailand, and she's smack in the middle of her first English class.
Talk about nerve-wracking. I mean, having to introduce yourself in a language that still sounds like a riddle must feel like being on stage with no rehearsal.
Exactly. And you know how kids can be, some are all smiles, but then you get those giggles and side eyes, which would make anyone freeze up.
Honestly, I felt for her. It takes guts just to say, "My name is Millie," while everyone's waiting for you to trip over your words. But the teacher tried to smooth things over, which was nice.
Absolutely, and there's always that one classmate ready to swoop in and help.
Which actually leads us to one of my favorite moments.
What stood out for me was Fanny stepping in. Like, after class, she just casually offers Millie a seat and checks in on her. Little gestures like that can mean the world.
Totally. And Millie was honest. She admitted English felt impossible and that being laughed at stung. But instead of just feeling sorry, Fanny goes, "Want to practice together after school?"
That's the magic of peer support. When you have a buddy who gets it, suddenly learning isn't so scary. I loved how they started practicing real things like reading labels and asking for help at the market.
Oh, and Fanny's patience. She lets Millie try, mess up, then gently helps. It's like, "You got this. Let's laugh about it together." That's how friendships blossom, right?
Definitely. Speaking of new environments, have you ever had to adjust to weird living arrangements? Like Millie had to adjust to her class?
Actually, that reminds me of Layla's moving saga. Imagine thinking you've got your own apartment, only to find out you're now roomies with your landlord. Talk about plot twists.
It's like signing up for an Airbnb and getting an unexpected parent thrown in. Layla's landlord had rules for literally everything. No late nights, no friends over, quiet after 7 p.m. Might as well have handed her a boarding school handbook.
I cracked up when Layla tried to sneak in a virtual movie night with headphones just to get around the no noise policy. That's next level adaptation right there.
But then, twist of fate, Layla gets sick and Mrs. Henderson suddenly turns into super grandma, swooping in with chicken soup. Sometimes the strictest people surprise you with the most kindness.
Exactly. It goes to show, sometimes rules feel like prison bars, but kindness can change your whole view on a place. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about teamwork at home. You ever try assembling furniture with someone you love?
Oh, don't get me started. Moving a table sounds simple until you're sweating bullets, both of you blaming gravity and cursing the manual. I love that John and his partner had to admit their weaknesses, him with heavy lifting, her with cooking.
For real. And instead of pointing fingers, they decide to support each other. He commits to exercising more. She jumps into learning recipes. That's couple goals right there.
And it doesn't stop at promises they actually follow through. Planking competitions, kitchen disasters, even late-night supermarket runs, all part of the self-improvement package.
Honestly, nothing bonds people like a dry lamb dinner and realizing you forgot the bacon. It's teamwork, a bit of humor, and mutual patience.
Next time I mess up a recipe, I'm going to pretend it's a learning challenge, not a failure. Speaking of challenges, let's dive into that classic classroom struggle tests.
So, there's that brutal test day, everyone feeling defeated, unsure if their answers even made sense. It's such a universal feeling. You prepare, you stress, then second guess every answer you wrote.
There's comfort in knowing we all blank out sometimes. Sharing post-test horror stories with friends actually helps you realize you're not alone in the chaos.
And it's not just about academics. That breakfast scene, mom trying to serve eggs, kid just craving a salad instead, shows life's a mix of little negotiations and unexpected wins.
Exactly. Whether it's learning a new language, surviving new house rules, or making edible dinners, it's all about perseverance, help from others, and the occasional laugh at your own expense.
Which, by the way, is the perfect recipe for learning anything. Just keep at it. Lean on others. And don't be afraid to laugh when things go sideways.
What stands out in all these stories is how real progress comes from showing up, helping each other, and not giving up even when things get awkward or tough.
Couldn't agree more. Whether it's Millie braving her first class or John learning to cook, everyone's learning something every day. And hey, if you can mix in a few laughs, all the better.
So, next time you're stuck or embarrassed or just plain tired, remember, practice, patience, and a good friend can turn any challenge into a great story.
Well said. And maybe, just maybe, a dash of lemon juice for that dry lamb. Catch you next time, folks.
Don't forget to keep practicing whatever it is you're learning. See you all on the next episode.
Thanks you and see you next time.